Hello everyone, welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate channel. Today we're going to continue our testing for Secrets of Power with Jabba the Hutt. This is part 3 of our testing with Jabba. We've played Jabba with yellow, Jabba with red. Now we're going to try green. The red video we tried force. We're going to continue that for now, trying to understand if having the force opens up the opportunity for more ambush, more control of the board to get to our bigger units. So when we deploy Jabba, we can start to take advantage of his ability with Eighth Brother, Eye of Sion, Vader, Maul. You can do a lot of 2-for-0 trades here, which can lead you into the end game. We're trying the Sun for now, see if it can pump up what we're trying to do here. And then a lot of this deck has 2-ofs right now. I think as we refine it, we'll pick some to pick 3 of, and some will go away. Just something fun to try. Let's jump into the games and see which ones are working and which aren't. And if you watched our red video, they gave us 5 to 10 Piets, and we had to kind of jump around and find matchups. Let's see if we run into that again today, if we're going to just see a lot of different leaders. And we will start with a Bail Organa droid manufactory. I imagine what we're going to see here is a lot of attempts to get off something like Unity of Purpose. So we're going to keep this. I don't think we'll see a lot of space. And what we're going to try and do is get this out first, because we'll be able to attack and take advantage of Jabba's ability. And then play another unit. So this isn't bad at all for us, because you want bigger bodies for Jabba, so that you can take advantage of what Jabba's trying to do. So now, with Obi-Wan being out, we can do 2 damage instead of 1, because we have 3 on base, so that's pretty nice. Unless they decide to trade, then we can do nothing. We do have the Force, so we'll be able to take advantage of Darth Tyrannus here. So this is where we're going to see how the Force is useful. And with Palpatine and trade route taxation, we're going to set up a nice Jabba deploy. We're going to get a lot of units and hopefully slow them down. So here, in theory, I like the idea of attacking into Obi-Wan. I think we Tyrannus first. Okay, so here comes Bail. Here comes all the droids. An unveiled might, huh? Okay, so I think we just start to clear the board for now. We will shield, ambush, take that out. They're a couple turns away from Unity of Purpose, so we're going to have a chance here, I think, to get rid of a lot of what's on the board for them. Let's just start to do this, because I think we're going to be able to, we're going to be able to deploy Jabba, right? And on the deploy, we're going to deploy Jabba, we're going to play Palpatine, we're going to play the trade route. And now when we attack with Treyas into Mina, we can take out this as well. Or they can do that. Don't love that. We're still going to do this. We're just going to trade out here. This isn't that bad. It's just annoying. So they're going to be left with just Bail, which is not bad. Just Bail is still Bail. We're going to Anakin next turn to shrink this down and then finish it off, I think. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to play Chirrut, because if he attacks with Bail, we can kill this, which is great for us. He's really, really piling on. This is a nice combo. Okay. trying to think about how. I think we just kill it off. And we're just going to pass the damage here. I think having the Maul here while having Overwhelming Barrage just gives us way more power. They can maybe deploy Bale again next turn, and then we will Overwhelming Barrage and wipe the board if that's what they decide to do. While they're able to get some good damage on base and do a lot of work with these units, I think we're slowly turning the game around. We were able to take advantage of Jabba to do at least one 2-for-0 trade and slowly stabilize into, I imagine, a more powerful endgame for us. ISI would be nice here, but let's see what they do. I don't mind them claiming here. I actually like everything in hand, but there is an opportunity to maybe OB into dark side, so we're going to get rid of our other Anakin. Let's try and think about what they could plot out with Bale this time, and if that's the route they're going to go. An important turn for them because they do have to discard 2 cards every time they do it. We'll just go to the base. We can even stall here. Might not be the most resource efficient way to do it, but just trying to understand. Okay, so they're gonna do that. So I think what we'll do here is we'll kill that. And we'll play our little. And now our board's getting big, and they're gonna have to decide what to do. And I don't think they're gonna have a lot of options. We still have the Overwhelming Barrage next turn for 9. And I think we'll have lethal actually at that point because we have 2, 10, 17, plus Overwhelming was 19. There's the Bale. Let's see what they plot out with it. We'll just kill off the Bale. And now we will Overwhelming Barrage here. They could bring out Bale again and wipe their hand. I'm very, very okay with that. But we do have lethal on board. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's a full board wipe into a Sentinel. I think that's going to be GG's. Yep, they do use their entire hand. And we'll put that out, and then we'll call it a game. Yep. GG's. All right. So a lot of tricks for them, but we're able to stabilize, and we go much bigger towards the end than they can, and we get the first game.
Hello there.
All right, we're going to get a DJ Red. Not a lot of DJs out there yet. I know some members of the syndicate are starting to test DJ, and it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. There could be a lot of power here. It can do a lot of interesting things. We'll keep this hand because I do like the first turn of Karis into the ramp, especially against a leader that comes out at 6. If we can get a couple turns ahead, it might be very beneficial for us to take advantage of Jabba's ability. And in this case, the Vader will go down because I could imagine when DJ deploys, we could be ready with Maul, and then we could take out DJ and do 4 damage somewhere else because Jabba will be out there. So that is really what we're going to try for this one. Let's see what happens if we're able to pull that off. All right, they're passing. Okay, we don't need double ramp. I do like the Sentinel here as well. This is setting up for some nice protection. They have nothing they can take. We'll hit the base. So already for this person, they're just probably way more behind than they'd like to be. They did not have a first turn play. They cannot use DJ. They use Bodhi to try and grab something. Probably expecting a lot more events from blue-green, but actually we're running it a little different. And now we're already set to deploy. Yep. So they bounce back. We're going to deploy with Palp, and we'll just start to go wider. And now we have the Eye of Scion to take this out. This is just a great set of cards for us as we go into these later turns. We're ramped ahead of them to set up immediate takeout of DJ, plus taking advantage of Jabba's ability. And we're at even on life, so be interesting to see what they do from here, but we do have already a lot of damage on board. Oh, that's interesting. So it'll pop out on their side. I guess we trigger. I don't know what that did. Anyway, we're gonna take that out, and then we get to kill that. So you can see there's a 2-for-0 trade for Jabba. Because we did take 2 damage on Eye, so we're allowed to do 2 damage to another unit. And we do that. Now they get no value there. Again, they try and Bodhi. I'm not really worried about that. We will sacrifice a spy into Bodhi. We just don't, at this point, need them to have any units on board. So they can't take advantage of DJ. And we have another ambush, so... this is exactly what we want in hand with Jabba deployed. These will allow for 2-for-0 trades each time, and actually the 8th brother will start to get very big to help us finish the game, along with Vader and Maul. They could deploy DJ here, but you get no value off the deploy, and then we're able to immediately take it out. And you can take it out in a number of ways. So if we didn't have the Maul in hand, we could take it out with Vader. Okay. I don't love the 6 health because it kills off Maul. Okay, they decided to claim. So actually that makes it a lot easier for us. We'll just take that out. And sure, we'll play another Palpatine. We'll get rid of this one. We'll get more spies. Hitting Palp off Vader while Jabba's deployed is interesting because you get really to grow your board even more. Oh, let's see the plot. Cinta. Okay. Yep. I mean, I could attack Maul here into Cinta, but it's just unnecessary. So we'll just finish the game off. And GG to them. I don't know. That deck could be super interesting. I don't think they had the best draw. They had no turn 1 into Bodhi turn 2. Didn't get a lot of value out of it. So here we'll get a Han ECL. This is probably much more of a meta type deck. It'll be good for us to play against. In this situation, I think we will keep this because we do have a curve that I want to try out. We'll go here into power into ambush. And with them damaging their units, we might be able to keep some of what we want on board. I do not love Grogu here, but the power of the dark side I think is exactly what we're hoping for, and why we kept this hand so that we could eliminate whatever they played the first turn. And it has stalled, I think, here. Also trying to figure out if my camera is blurry. Resupply is probably, I know it's good to ramp, but I don't think we're going to here. My son would not like that. Okay, we'll claim. We do want to get the force here because it'll set up the Tyrannus ambush. So we'll just claim there. And then the Tyrannus will be nice because on the flip, we'll be able to hit for 6 with an overwhelming barrage. So we definitely want to make sure he's still alive. Because based on what the board looks like right now, I think that could be pretty valuable. Shield. So now we have 2 options. Hopeful that we can wipe their board with whatever option we go for. Okay. We are going to try to wipe their board here. I think we'll kill everything, or we'll try to kill everything. I'm not sure how this works actually. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Done. So they'll be able to prevent the Amidala. I don't think that should work that way, but what do I know? I guess they all die simultaneously, so it's already dead, so how can you send damage? It doesn't make any sense. But we'll be able to kill off both Amidala and Han if he decides to flip that way. He does, and we'll kill them both. I don't love him being out there. This is gonna die. He did not ECL it, which is fine. And Anakin's a great pull there because it'll just let us kill off Poe. They're still gonna have Wrecker. They could ECL Wrecker. And then I guess we're just really trying to avoid crate dragons. So there's the ECL Wrecker. Good play for them. If they don't trade here, I think we will. We'll OB to kill this off. Yeah. I think that's right, because then whatever they bring out, we can kill. Or we'll leave it. Don't mind the R2, the Maul will run right over it. And they're resource behind right now, so the crate isn't coming out any faster. So I'm not mad at. Alright, we're going to do some board control because they're getting eerily close to finishing us. And now we are close to finishing them. We can do 2 damage here with Anakin off the Jabba ability, which we will do. We'll give them the clone, force them to take another action with that. Hopefully that does not cost us, but we'll see what happens. Oh, and they did have it. Okay, so maybe we didn't need to do it that way. GG. Definitely a close game. I think that I'll have to go back and watch. Probably could have played that out a little bit differently. We were close to lethal. Could have kept the other overwhelming barrage instead of the power. But just the Queen Amidala play was interesting. I'd love to understand that better. Is can they sacrifice something that's already dying? Not sure. So good game. Definitely a good learning one. I think we probably had a couple misplays in the middle of it. But did like how competitive the deck was against a more meta deck. It felt like we were in it the whole time. And maybe 1 or 2 things different and we're fine there. Not running anything like the Space Wipe or Super Laser Blast main deck right now. They're in the sideboard, but you can see where we'd want to bring them in this type of matchup. We'll keep this. We'll get the force. We'll ramp, and we'll be able to take something out with Talzin's Assassin. So we'll get these guys out of here. So the Sages, I'm not quite sure of because you'll never really get Jabba's ability off of it. I much prefer something with this kind of body because of the nature of it. Okay, so we got Babu Frick here. Interesting card. I think we'll go here. So this only attacks for 1. And we'll let Babu Frick do his okay. Okay. So in this next turn, we'll kill Babu Frick. Yep. I do like what they're doing there, but I don't think we want it to keep going. So in this scenario, I'm not sure what happened there, but in this scenario, yeah, okay. Because they want to do 2 damage here, right? So that's kind of messed up on their part. If you see what happened there, he saw what I played and changed his play to attack to get a token in. What he really meant to do was click here to kill this thing. Unfortunate that that's how they want to play it, but here we are. So they took advantage of being able to see our card. It is what it is. Okay. I don't love that that happened. But there's nothing I can do about it. Okay. Sure. So this overwhelming barrage on Anakin is going to be pretty nice. Okay. We got a lot of Inspire Mentors going on here. Like a lot. But I think what we'll do here is kill this off using Jabba's ability. And we'll have to claim. And they have a U-Wing, which is great for them. So this went pretty wide on us. Doubles Inspire Mentor. Just a couple things within what happened here that put us way behind. I think the undo and moving damage around really helped them out just to get ahead of us even more. But this is a great pull for them off U-Wing. And here we are. So I don't think we can win here. I think this is game over. We will get, if they decide to attack with the turncoat first, we will get the Sentinel down. But I don't think we can come back. And Data Vault's going to take a long time. Yeah, so we attack here, we do the damage. We were just 1 short on that part, and GG's.
Hello there.
Oh, we do get a Piet. Okay. So, I think we're seeing that we need to really focus in our curve a little bit more to get out in front of some of these decks. We're going to mulligan this because I don't necessarily want to play 2 of these in a row. This is another card that I'm trying out because it's in the new set, but it's not great for Jabba because it only has 2 health. I don't know that we're going to get there. We're going to need this. We're going to ramp past that. So a little bit of an awkward starting hand, but we did have a mulligan. And so we're going to try and make this one work. We could trade here, but I think we'll go to base instead. Get the force, go to base, play this out, ramp up, maybe overwhelming barrage. I do think we want to run. Okay, so they're ramping as well. Let's see what they ramp into on their side. We'll double ramp. Okay, so now we're way ahead on resourcing, which is great. We'll deploy. We'll hit that. They'll claim, yep. They'll get their big ol' guy out. Oh, okay. That's not what I thought it was going to be. That's fine. We'll do a couple damage there. We'll claim. We'll take this. We'll do some damage there. I guess I could have resourced differently to go wider, but trying to put them on the back foot. Okay, they have the overwhelming barrage. Then that's going to allow them to trade out everything. Sure. Maybe they thought we were going to trade in there. I don't know. I don't know, but us keeping Jabba out is not the worst thing. They could have that. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. I'm actually pretty glad that that sequence happened because if you look at the next cards that were coming, it was going to be a little ugly. We're going to get Palpatine. Another overwhelming barrage to wipe our board. So that's 2 overwhelming barrages. Well, power. Yep. And they threw a lot at us already, but we were able to have answers for most of it, which is great. This is interesting as well, so we'll actually keep that because we can stop a planetary bombardment and open fire, those kinds of things. Let's see what they play here. Hopefully it's a unit. We can play Avenger. They do not. We're going to play Avenger out anyway just to put the pressure on them. And I think with this board state, we should be in pretty good shape. Because they probably can't play 2 units at once, so we're going to be able to control what they're doing while putting massive damage in. And I think that's what you're seeing here. So now they're almost at lethal, but whatever they play is not going to survive, right? We'll let them claim. They probably think they have an advantage here when they don't. We could have just claimed. I'm an idiot. We could have just claimed and won the game. I was not paying attention. That's my fault. Once they played that second unit and exhausted their resources, we just attack with the Avenger and the game's over. Which we'll do now. GG's Piet. I think in
Hello there.
these. Oh, okay. So now we're gonna start the Piet marathon. I think in these mid-control power games, it seems like this deck does well. Some of these speedier games, we need to figure out more when they're going wide. I think about the Akbar game. In theory, on the sideboard, you're bringing in a lot of. They bring in
Hello
the Super
there.
Laser Blast, things like that. Probably helps you catch back up to it. We have a Sabe Yellow here. I know this is pretty popular. I really like this leader. Uh, Made a red version that I've enjoyed. Don't love anything about our first hand or this mulligan hand. So I do worry because we're gonna be. It looks like we're gonna be roughly behind curve, and then with Sabe's ability, she's gonna be able to control our draw even more. The one advantage we might have is they might go after big units off the top of our deck, and that could help us get to where we need to go. So this is our second Avenger. So once we resource that, we will not see any Avengers. And I think that's just is what it is. Let's get this out. Sabe does play a lot of hand removal, so we want to make sure we have our ramp available to us. As they check out our top card. Okay, they did get rid of our smaller Sentinel. That makes me think they are going to play something on the ground, which is great. That is not the card I wanted to see. Okay, so I think this is shaping up pretty poorly. I will ramp. I know it sets up like a 2-for-1 for them, but I think we need to get out in front of it. And probably should have thought of that before I put the Vader down. But what I do want is to be able to start to trade and take advantage of Jabba's ability. I think that's going to be very, very important for us. They take the power of the dark side. So you can see the 3 cards we've lost. We've lost the Sentinel, the power, and then they were able to get the Overwhelming Barrage out of our hand with Bodhi. All great plays for it. Ahsoka could be coming down, taking another card from us. Let's see what they do here. I think, okay. We're going to see some tokens coming out. So they can go wider with their board. Also set up some free trades. So I think in that case, okay, so they got Plo Koon, Cantina. They've got all the things they want. We can't even use it, so it doesn't matter. Sure. So let's avoid any free trades here. We know Plo Koon is coming. And is going to hit hard. Oh, we have to get rid of this. And I think we're so far behind at this point that from the start, from the opening hand, I think it felt pretty unwinnable in some ways. And I think we're seeing that play out. I could imagine them attacking with Bodhi first because it's more at risk, which they do decide to do, which is great because then we can grab that. And I think on the Sabe attack, they'll probably take the Anakin out of our hand. We'll do this so we can get some damage in. So you can see there, we took 3 back, but with the big body, we're able to do 3 to Sabe. And now they have to probably Plo Koon into the Sith Assassin, or else Sabe dies. Unless they play their star person. We haven't seen the Cantina Bouncer, so that could come out. Or Plo Koon. I think those are the 2 options they're probably thinking through right now. I can Cantina Bouncer so that we can't kill off. Then we can get an attack in with Jabba. they can attack. So they do that. Okay. So they're probably going to grab Anakin. Yep. That makes sense. So here, I think what we do is we ambush. We don't do that. We pass that, and then we kill both. So nice 2-for-0 trade. Now they have to decide if they want to Plo Koon into Maul. And we're starting to turn the corner here. Sure. Okay. So we're keeping Plo Koon offline. We are going to take a little bit of damage here. But we can do a nice little trade. And we're getting close to our Devastator, which is too bad we had to resource both Avengers early, but the Devastator would be a nice thing. Is we now have some Restore online. We have some space presence. It kills a Falcon and lives. Really nice card, I think, in this deck. Because it can do a lot of work with a big body. So I think as I look through the cards more, I probably want more of these big-bodied ambushers or just big-body, lower-cost cards in general so I can take advantage of Jabba's deploy. Obviously, they were able to rip some cards from us, keeping us off Sentinel. We have the Chirrut in there. If it wasn't a force deck, you still get take the advantage of Maul and others like that. I think where you would lose out is the Tyrannus ambush is pretty powerful. The ability to use Talzin's Assassins to get rid of units kind of opens up the opportunity to control the board into your Jabba deploy and then these later big units. So I've enjoyed that part of it, but it will be interesting to test out a non-force version, maybe even a Data Vault. But then how is it better than Kira? That's probably the question. So there's the Plo Koon. We've been waiting for that to be played. Perfectly good for us. I think here what we'll do is get Chirrut down. We have the Force. It'll protect us a little bit. And then No Glory will eliminate any unit we need to. And then you can... Then the next turn Devastator comes, and that should end whatever they're trying to do. They could play their third Bodhi Rook to grab our No Glory. If they have a Spark and they can grab Devastator, I'm sure that'll be great for them. We will get our Chirrut down. We're not super worried about this. Even if they put something on it to make it more powerful than the Eye, we'll just kill it. Okay, so in this case, what we do here is we kill this off and kill that. And again, a 2-for-0 trade because of Jabba. And now we have Devastator coming out, and I imagine that ends the game. So what do we want to do here? Just take that shield off. I just want to make sure that when we play Devastator, we get some value out of it. So just in case they claim here, we're able to play it and kill off this unit. I do think while they came out with an early rush and some good hand disruption, we are well ahead at this point, and I don't imagine them coming back. The Hot Shot Blaster is fine. There's not really anything that they can do, and I think once we play the Devastator, it'll be... I could imagine they just leave. Or they're thinking about it now. Oh, double hot shot. Okay, they're really going all in on this guy. Love to see it. And that should be GG's. Yeah. All right, good game. All right, we go to the next one. Let's see what we get this time. Okay, we got Han for Pilot Tarkentown, another fast space one. Another good test for us because I'm not sure pre-sideboard that we're able to handle this, but we will keep this. We have a turn one into the power, which isn't great against this deck, but this Eye of Scion is. I would have loved to see some ramp, I think, to try and get ahead of their deploy. But let's see what happens. Maybe they play a 3PO. Maybe they play a 3PO. So at least that gives us a power target. And they can't get too much advantage of it. There's the ramp, though. We are going to power it. I'm not. I'd rather them not just draw and draw and draw. Okay, that's going to be... I guess I should have kept the other one. I was expecting them to go wider, and they did not. I don't think we ever get to Devastator, but it would be great. So I think resourcing that other power is going to end up hurting us. I really thought they were going to go wide and it wasn't going to be usable. This is definitely different than I was expecting. Also thinking about it could have done a laser tech, but then they would have gotten another attack out. So yeah, we're going to be quite a bit behind at this point. Sure, we're going to have great ground presence, but unless we can get this out and start trading, I don't think it makes a difference. So we'll use the assassin at least to kill off the turncoat, because they're going to get their 6 attack in, but they're going to be able to put Han there. And I don't think there's anything we can do about it. I think what we're seeing here is they just have it all. Right? The Eye of Scion actually is going to be very, very nice for us because it's going to allow us to take out the Falcon. But I believe they still have 7. This was actually the most powerful one, but that's going to be enough to take us out, I think. Yeah, they had it anyway. It was just too fast for us. It got too wide in space. They actually went big, so keeping that power would have been super beneficial. But the space continues to be an issue that we're going to have to address. If you look at our sideboard, it's mostly for that. You can see all of this would come in. But maybe it's a consideration to bring some of that into the main. Also a deck I expect to go wide, but it is Data Vault, which you don't really see for Kylo. So we'll see what kind of game they're going to play. If it's a 1 unit, it's not, but okay, great for them. I think in this case we will ramp. I will be able to use Jabba's ability from here, so let's see what happens. We're going to ramp up. That's going to let us get in front of them and take advantage of Jabba with the 8th brother. I think that could be devastating for the Kylo, not on deploy, but right after. We'll start to take some damage to base here. We'll resupply. So we'll have our deploy next turn. We did not, if we do draw a Palpatine, I think that'd be nice, but I don't know. that we will. We'll also be able to clear the board with this attack, which I think is pretty good. So we'll take out both units. We have the power into a naked board, which is great. Okay. We're going to deploy Jabba. They may throw a card to do some damage here, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. I think what we would do if they decide to deploy Kylo, they're not going to have anything to plot out, really, and it's going to be pretty weak. They do throw a card to do some damage. We'll kill it. We're kind of trying to bait out the Kylo here. We will power it. Okay. All right. So now we can either go wide or ambush. We can't go wide. I'm dumb. We'll probably ambush here. Oop, or they'll go in space. We'll wait to see if they play something on the ground so that we can take advantage. They will not. I'm not super worried about that. Maybe I should be. If they pitch a card, I think we just kill it, I guess. Okay. That's about enough of that. I'm going to take the 6 damage. I'm not going to take any... Wait. What just happened? Undo. Oh, I see. Okay. They got very, very greedy with that. So we took advantage of it, is what I would say. What is this? I mean, they can keep doing that. They're just hurting themselves. So, okay. And this game is over, right? I don't know what this deck is. They weren't able to go wide early, so they did not pump anything up. They kept one unit on the board at a time. Very confusing. Okay. I'll ambush. Yes, I will give this +2, and I will take nothing. Okay. All right. I think we'll just end it this turn, hopefully. This has gone on pretty long. I don't know what they're trying to do. There were no big units. It's Data Vault. Interesting game. Let's go to our next one. We are coming up. This is probably our last one. We got Bale Red with the Shadow Collective, which allows them to draw a card each time that Bale deploys. This is the best version of Bale I've seen. It's quite annoying, actually. It allows them... It's really well done, right? It lets you do a lot of things with how you think about plot, taking advantage of that, multiple deploys, getting to draw cards because you have to discard 2 when you use Bale's ability. So Just a number of things that you really like to see, I think, all happen with this deck. I would like to keep the Sentinel out, so what I'm going to do is trade in here, allow them to play the Spy token, let them take the Secret of Sage. I have the Force now, and a Sentinel. Our boards are clear to whatever they play, and then Tyrannus can ambush. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about here, and why I'm doing it this way. Okay. So then they can trade here if they want. Or they can Heroic Sacrifice. That seems fine too. So now I have a bigger board, which is great. This space does not bother me as much. Triple Overwhelming Barrage is unnecessary. I would like to see other cards and maybe get one of those later, because I think you're forced to resource at this point. So we could see the Bale deploy here, right? And then depending on what they have, could see a number of plot cards come out. The Naboo ship, it costs 5, so we won't see it here, but I do expect to see that at some point in the game. And we're hoping to draw an Eye of Sion when that happens, because it'll be an easy trade out. But let's see what they decide to do here. Okay, so they do deploy Bale. They discard 2 more red cards. They get to draw a card, which I think they did. And now they're deciding on their plot. So things at 4 could be the give it +2/+3. Jar Jar is always an option. Okay, so they have a sudden ferocity, but they decide to put it over there. That's fine. We will take out Bale, protecting our board. And now our what does that do? Oh. And now I think with the Overwhelming Barrages and things, we'll be able to just keep them at bay. Because we have 3 turns of removal. We'll have 4 units on the board. And we do not want to keep taking 6 here, or 7. Depending on what other tricks they have. Okay, so that's got to go, right? So immediately we're just going to eliminate both of these. And that should be enough, as weird as it sounds, to end the game. They've used their resources. They can't really do much. We are controlling the board, and they're going to try. We're going to get in for 13 here. Okay. That doesn't really do anything, again, because we have a Sentinel out. So they're just attacking into nothingness. Yeah. Just weird place sometimes. Like, why waste your plot there? I guess you heal one? Is that what it is? Okay. So we have another Overwhelming Barrage, so whatever they play, whether it's Bale or something else, we're just going to kill it. And I think we end the game from there. We need 11 damage. We have 8 here, plus 2 more. Yep, and they do decide to get rid of their hand, play Bale again, get to draw a card. He gets to do 2 damage. Okay. And we'll just continue to control the board. Yep, and that's GG's. Okay. Let's take a look at the deck. I think, we won. I think we won more games than we lost. I think we had problems with space. Space aggro specifically, and then the Go Wide Akbar with the Inspiring Mentors and different things. There was a little bit of a misplay there, or callback, and then change their play completely. We had another game where I think we may have misplayed or could have sequenced differently. Uh, so when I think about what we use and didn't use, we didn't really use the Anakin. That's probably either user error or we should figure out if it doesn't belong. I think the Sun did not come out at all, so we can see some things we don't need. I think Eighth Brother, Eye of Sion, Vader, and Maul all great for Jabba. I think we got a decent amount of use out of the Talzin's Assassin and Karis. We did get some ambushing in here with Tyrannus, and then Trute was okay. We would have liked to plot out Palpatine more often, so maybe we need to think about putting all three in. I'm not sure the trade route taxation did much. Maybe it belongs sideboard at best. Super Laser Blaster 2 coming into the main would have been helpful, as that Han ECL I think got out in front of us and we could have cleared the board. And then thinking about like Sith Assassin, Secret of Sage, are there other wider bodies that we want to get out there that still give us the Force, or maybe we don't need it that way? I know Pershing is an option for draw, so maybe thinking about that. Overall, I think a fun deck, could be competitive. I think any blue-green villain has the opportunity to be competitive, and this one is no different. And finding the right ways to utilize Jabba, which I think is some of this ambush, some of these 2-for-0 trades, have been really fun. We're going to continue testing Jabba. I think the next one is Double Blue. I haven't started building that one yet, but I'm sure it'll be interesting. I really appreciate everybody watching. If you could like, subscribe to the channel. If you want to come into the Discord and chat, just thank you so much. Have a great day.